The most difficult kind of love is when we have to express it towards someone who hates us. Today, we are going to see, or we are going to try to understand God's love. Today's topic is God's love, or His love. We'll try to understand the depth of His love towards each and every one of us today. In John chapter 19 verse 28, Jesus says, I thirst. He was hung on that cross where He was being crucified. In such a dire situation where He was beaten up, where He was flogged, where blood was oozing out of His body, He said, I am thirsty. I thirst. Friends, if any one of us is ever thirsty, and if we ask someone, what is the reaction we receive? No matter if that person is a stranger, even if you might be hating someone, if someone says, I'm thirsty, we do provide them or do give them water to drink. But in this situation where Jesus is thirsty, the reaction is very wicked. If we see here, the people try to give Him sour wine on a hyssop branch. If I'm thirsty, someone is not gonna give me something which is tasting very bad. Something that will actually affect my taste buds. In such a situation where Jesus was beaten up and was hung up on the cross and He's asking for water, nothing more but water, but He was given by what? A sour tasting wine. The last act before the death of Jesus that He received was an act of wickedness, was an act of hatred, after which He said, it is finished. Even in that moment, Jesus was filled in His heart with nothing else but love for those people, or else He wouldn't have gone ahead with being crucified. The last thing that we give Him is where from His grace begins. We might be the most wicked individual on earth today, but from that point where we are at our highest or at our peak of our wickedness, God says, I love you and I will wait for you. I'll give my life for you so that you turn to me. Let us understand that even though He was God Himself, He came in the form of human. Why? So that we can relate to Him. Because we have a very easy tendency of immediately complaining and saying, how does He know? He has not gone through the same, He won't understand. For us to humanly relate, God came to earth in the form of Jesus and lived a life and showed it to us how it is supposed to be lived. He was 100% human being while He was here on earth. And while He was a human, He felt every bit of that pain that was inflicted on Him. Friends, let us understand that that pain, that crucifixion was our portion, was your portion, that was my portion, because of our sins. But Jesus, out of His love, chose to take that punishment on Himself. Imagine you have committed sin and you are in prison and the judge has sentenced you to death. But your Father walks in and says, set him free and allow me to die in his place. Understanding the depth of this sacrifice is very difficult, friends. The moment we understand the depth of this sacrifice, we receive salvation. To be flogged to such an extent that even his face was unrecognizable, where his body had no more blood left in him, but had started oozing out water. Only God could have chosen to love in such a time. Only and only God could have chosen to love in such a situation, in so much of pain. Till date, we don't understand the magnitude of his love. Else, we wouldn't indulge in all the wrongdoings of our life. If we understand his sacrifice, we will turn away from our wrongdoings. We will turn away from the bad things. Our definition of sin has changed today. Our definition of sin has become anything that we do to others which is wrong. That is sin. No, our God is purer than that. When we lie, it's a sin. When we steal, it's a sin. Even the smallest of things, your hidden, secret things that you do, are also sin. It's easy to love someone knowing they will love back. But to love with that knowledge of nothing is going to come back in return, or to even make it worse, might receive hatred. To love in even such a situation is only and only God. God bless every single one of us, and I believe every one of us will understand the depth of his love today. He is waiting for us to see up on the cross and know what sacrifice he has done for us. Friends, let's understand his love so that we can go closer to him and grow deeper in him. God bless you all. Take care.